Peter, this is big news. The Victorian Premier has just announced costs just way too much, ballooned way out of control.
Yeah, it's extraordinary news. I mean, on the one hand, if I may say, as I said at the time, it is insane. You know, taking it on board in the first place was insane. These games, in the modern age, they never return. You never get the money back that you put into it. It's a 2-week extravaganza of breastfeeding and carrying on. But, in terms of taxpayer return, it's never there. This confirms it. Against that, I could wish that, for Victoria and Australia, they hadn't so committed. It seems to be fairly late in the day to be pulling out three years beforehand.
Having said that, they only stepped in, remember, at the last minute because they couldn't find another host after Birmingham. And Birmingham only got it because Durban had to give it up because of financial costs. What I'm getting at, is this signalling virtually the end of this thing as an event?
I'm trying to think of the appropriate word here. Oh, yes. I mean, come on, it's a glorified school carnival, isn't it? They're back in the day, the Commonwealth Games. Back in the day, I enjoyed them. You enjoyed them. They were good. There was. I mean, your great runner, Johnny Walker. Is that what's your name?
Sir John Walker, as a matter of fact, gold medalist in '76 at Montreal and '74 against Filbert Bay down the back straight. You remember it?
I do. Sir John Walker. I remember him very fondly, and I remember, seeing great races of him in the Commonwealth Games, and we had Robert de Castella. We've had many great moments. But I challenge you. So I know you're a sports guy. Tell me the great Commonwealth Games moment that you'll never forget from Birmingham. Do you remember one or not?
Well, actually, look, we did quite a bit of coverage on that, and I must admit there were. I mean, I celebrated the cyclists, but look, it is what it is. We look at it in New Zealand, Peter, perhaps a bit differently. That for a lot of our athletes, that's the pinnacle of what they're going to achieve. And look, it is, as I say, it is chest beating, and the national anthem and the flag goes up, and you do feel good about it. Isn't that important for a country every now and again to feel good about it? Because you're not feeling good about your Wallabies. Oh, shit! Too soon? Was that too soon?
No, here's one back for you. Here's what I'm going to chisel on your tombstone.
Go on.
Martin Devlin, the highly paid broadcaster. It is what it is, said Martin. Oh, yeah, well, look, geez, there's some penetrating insight. It is what it is. Yeah, good on you, Marty. It is what it is on his tombstone. Anyway, but you say that. So you say, look, isn't it good for a country to feel good about itself? Well, yes. But that's New Zealand and Australia, and we probably get, I'm guessing 150 gold medals between us.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it does for the Cook Islands on that ground, and it's the other truth that dare not speak its name is the Commonwealth Games, pretty much the second last burst of empire that goes with monarchies, around the last of the empire. But, we're in the third decade of the 21st century. And, it's another Commonwealth Games used to be the Empire Games. I think it changed maybe in the late 50s, early 60s. But, it's the Empire Games. It's the old boys and old girls club from the British Empire. And, third decade of 21st century, it's like having, next thing you'll tell me, Marty, you'll have New Zealand and Australia having a system where the firstborn of a royal family, of an aristocratic family in England, gets to be our head of state. Where is it going to end, Martin?
Look, I agree with you. I agree
about the absurdity of that.
I agree with you on all of this, but you see, you're so in love with our previous beloved leader, Jacinda, and this is one of the great hypocrisies of her government, is that they tell us every day that every white man, every tax-paying white man in this country who doesn't commit a crime is a colonial cis white man rapist who's wrecked the whole world, and yet at the same time, everything to do with the empire and the fact we were colonised is the worst thing that ever happened to everyone who walked this planet. Yet at the same time, she's the first there taking a freebie to go to the royal wedding or the Queen's funeral, and here we are embracing the Commonwealth Games like it's actually part of our heritage. You can't have one without t'other, Peter, as you've just said.
What network have you wound up on now? Are you on some right-wing nutter network? Are you? Is that why you're saying things like this?
I tell the truth, Peter, is what I tell. I tell it from the mountaintops.
Are you on a right-wing nutter network? What's the name of the network?
The network is called The Platform.
Right. Is that for right-wing nutters or not?
What it is it's free media is what it is. You see, we don't get paid by the government to produce a narrative like all the legacy media do in this country under a guise called the Public Interest Journalism Fund. It's not public interest, it's government interest journalism fund. If you write the articles the government wants, you get paid money. We refuse to take that money, Peter. It's a moral high ground.
That's mighty big of you. Tex, good on you. So we're no longer supporting wonderful public broadcasting where they're not out to get the most eyes and the most ears. They're out to tell the truth. Let me give you a taste test on what kind of a network you're on. What do you think of Donald Trump?
Oh, look, I tell you what, I think that hair is magnificent.
No. Is he a disgrace to democracy or not?
I talk about sport. That's all I do. I do a sports show. Does the guy play for the NFL? Is he pitching for a Major League Baseball team? Is he here for the Women's World Cup?
This is a taste test of what kind of a network you're on. Can you say the truth that Donald Trump is a disgrace to democracy or not?
I can't. I tell you what, I have so little interest in it. I just have zero interest in it. What I want you to tell is I want you to tell the truth. I want you to tell the truth, and you tell me that your Wallabies rugby side at the moment could beat your Matildas football side in a game of 15-man code, and you know what the answer is.
We're struggling. We are struggling.
So you are struggling. You are
but I say this, you know, with the Wallabies, at least we're struggling now, not struggling in the World Cup. You'll find that your blokes will start to struggle in the World Cup.
Oh, that's a tired old narrative like your Commonwealth Games narrative, mate. Come on.
What's the reaction in New Zealand to us pulling out? Have you got? I mean, the sad thing is, I guess, in New Zealand now, and in Australia, all over the world, I suppose the sad thing is, you've got people who are looking to peak at the Commonwealth Games in 2026 and, working hard towards it, and I certainly feel for them.